Hello, everybody. Welcome to, I believe it is part 8, episode 8 of Chemically Bonded. What happened last time, you might be asking? Well, we met this guy, Mr. Kabir. A little bit creepy, I ain't gonna lie. He gave off some vibes that I was not vibing with personally. Other than that, we doubled down on our decision to go ahead and skip out on the science club with Kyoko, and we met Naomi. And I was a little cock tease, and I was like, hey, we'll find out what happens next time with Naomi. But it is next time, so let's go ahead, get right into it, sit down, get comfy, kiss me. Wait, what? Okay, let's just get into it. To be this adamant about taking me with her to talk to me about Kyoko, Naomi's own feelings must now be breaching out. She must have her reasons. Who am I not to give her a chance? If I would have gone 2 more sentences, I would have skipped the transition. She is, like, super cute. Like, I know I said it at least 27 times, but just look at her. Gosh darn. From leading me around various paths on the school's ground, weaving indoors and out without necessarily knowing why, Naomi turns herself around. Her eyes directed towards me as she finally decides to stop. We are now back in the cafeteria. Things seem to have died down. What was with all this running around? Was the gym closed today or something?
Shut up! I just don't want to be seen talking to you.
That is really hurtful.
The next best thing is to have you chase me around like all the other creeps I have to deal with.
Her attitude might be sharp, but I can't help but feel a little bad for her. Nonetheless, it still doesn't change the fact that she's still going to be seen with me. You wanted to talk, right?
Yeah, but I don't want people to know about it. They'd think there's something up between us.
Talk about paranoid. Why didn't you just call me or something beforehand to tell me where to meet you? It'd save the adventure of walking around the school.
I'd need your number for that, stupid. Of course you'd want it. Everyone does.
In spite of sounding like a narcissist, her statement is believable. Most guys and a good minority of the girls would be after it. Nice. That's the life of a track captain, the popular girl, Naomi Sato.
Fine, have it. You'll need it anyway. Give me your phone.
Oh, this is going much faster than I could have anticipated. We are getting her number, boys. We are in there like swimwear. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna coom!
I'm not going to do anything with it.
Yeah, I would not hand my phone. I don't have shame, but I wouldn't hand my phone over to anyone just because I don't care what other people think, but like the stuff I have on my phone, it's just horrid, vile filth that should not be viewed by anyone, including myself. I need to go check my phone after this. Anyway, trusting her words, my phone goes from my hands to hers as she taps away at its screen. I can't say why I need her number, but at least I can brag about it in class. Scratch that. I'd be killed if people found out about it. By both her fans and at her own mercy too. Tossing my phone back to me without a care, I barely managed to catch it as Naomi stands before me with a complacent grin. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. It's better than what you'd get at the science club.
I didn't skip it just to have you torment me. You gonna tell me about your business with Kyoko or what?
I didn't skip my responsibilities as track captain to listen to your whining either. I'll tell you. We just need to find a better place to talk, that's all.
And how do you suppose we do that?
Fancy another walk? I've got a lot to say and I want to think it through before I tell you. There's nothing wrong with having a little fun while we're at it.
Turning on her heel, Naomi pirouettes around, routing her way again on a path back outside of the school. Oh my goodness. Before taking my first steps to join her, I'm audience to her auburn hair swaying in the air as it catches a warm sun ray from the window. Sorry, no auburn hair here. We're Alabama strictly. If playing along with her is what I have to do for her to speak up, I have no other choice but to follow her. Plenty of people would kill to be in my shoes, but putting up with it isn't what it's dreamt to be. Now that I'm here, her popularity is trivial. Maybe I can have fun if I put my mind to it. Transition. A little water break.
Don't get so close to me!
Finding ourselves on a believably crowded train into the city, the two of us rock about in the carriage as we stand at its center together. Discovering such a busy train isn't too surprising. We did board during rush hour. I've seen a lot of Dojin where groping on the subway / train is a big thing. I don't know why I felt the need to share that. I'm sorry. I can't help it. You're the one who wanted to take a train into the city. All I wanted to do was talk about Kyoko.
We'll get to that. Just keep your mouth shut. I don't want to be associated with you.
God damn. We're wearing the same uniform. You're talking to me and you keep looking at me. What do you expect people to think?
I wasn't looking at you!
But you were looking at me. Warning, a tsundere has been sighted in your area. Please seek shelter now. That's fucking... I love this game. That's hilarious. Stop being such a tsundere. Alright, let's check the encyclopedia as if we don't know what that word is. Naomi Sato. But really, you're playing a visual novel. How do you not know what tsundere means? Humph. Nice. This is a little fourth wall breaky for me. Her words and actions, as usual, are rather spiteful. I don't know, dude, this episode's a fucking banger, and we're not even halfway through. The only reason I had agreed to join her was due to her bellowing, but it seems like she'd prefer to save that for a later date, and drag me around town instead. Since leaving the school grounds, Okay, let's try that 7 more times. Since leaving the school grounds, Naomi's had plenty of opportune moments to release her pent-up aggression. There we go. Never in my life have I felt sympathy towards an out-of-order ticket machine. I believe it was along the lines of stupid piece of shit.
To be one, I'd have to like you. Frankly, I don't. Stop being such a dweeb!
Ow. Anyway, why do you need to take me this far out to talk about Kyoko? For what it's worth, a trip to the prefecture's capital isn't really needed to discuss what's at hand. Unless she's planning on showing me where she's buried the kind side of her personality, this could have easily been done back at school.
Maybe I just want a lackey to carry around my shopping. That, or... because things like this aren't that easy to discuss. You'll know about it soon enough. Just let me think. Please.
In the striking change of personality, things go quiet as the two of us tune our ears to the brisk sounds of urban life. Other passengers chat away on the train until Naomi decides to go back to her usual self.
You should consider yourself lucky to be able to spend time with me like this. A lot of guys would kill to be in your position.
But I'm not wearing any boots. No, wait. She didn't say that. She's right, though. But if they'd gotten to know her like I have, then I'd hope they'd reconsider their position. In spite of that, sadomasochism is pretty hip these days. Whew. If you're that popular, people are bound to notice us.
What?
Don't tell me she hasn't realized that. People might think we're in a relationship. For once, it's my turn to get a jab in at her.
Ew! You know what? You could just go. Get off at the next stop.
What happened to I don't want you to back out on this?
Right. Kyoko.
A sullen look returns to her face as she stares outwards towards the fast approaching cityscape. If there's one thing that's obvious, it's that the two share some sort of connection, a past, together. Sad expressions like hers staring back towards me through the reflection on the glass can only come from that sort of history. I'll hear it from her own mouth eventually.
Anyway, if you're worried about what people think of us, keep your distance.
Have you ever had a boyfriend?
So what if I haven't? I bet you haven't had a girlfriend either.
For me to be hurt by her own flustered words, that's an accomplishment on her part. Anyway, we've arrived.
Good! The sooner I get away from you, the better.
So much for talking about Kyoko then. Smooth transition. What are we doing at a cafe?
Stop complaining.
I'm just saying, if the voice actress for Naomi, Amber Braille or something was her name, I believe, if she also voiced Kyoko, this would take this game to all new heights. Because this episode, this Naomi-focused episode, would be insanity if we could have this all the time. Anyway, having been dragged aimlessly around the city by Naomi, we come to reside in a modern cafe with drinks on the table before us. Without any amount of doubt, if anyone saw us now, they'd think we're a couple. Telling her would likely piss her off, so I'll keep my thoughts to myself. Despite this, the aura of sweet goods and coffee lingers through the air of the lavish brasserie. I don't know what that word is. Brasserie. I don't know. The lavish establishment, a pleasant backdrop set against the interesting situation I find myself in.
So, I guess I should probably tell you now, right?
Next just kidding. We have time, fellas. We're gonna get the whole backstory. Guaranteed. Probably is an understatement. After all, the gallivanting we've done to get here. That being said, things are sweeter if you're willing to wait. Coom. Henceforth, after this moment, I'd have truly ingrained myself between the lives of these two girls. Joining the science club was far enough. Now hearing what Naomi has to say is bound to make me a part of this. She wouldn't want to tell me otherwise. She wouldn't need to.
Things weren't always like this between us.
You mean you weren't always bullying her?
I'm not bullying her. Please, just take this seriously and listen.
No woman is an island. It's time to face her feelings. The watery eyes which peer towards me complement the sullen expression casted upon her face. However ill-timed it may be, it's hard not to appreciate her beauty being this close to her. Just one of the reasons why she's such a star.
I just can't bear to face her normally. I want to be myself again.
I'm gonna make a prediction. She can't face her normally. She wants to be herself again. This is off the board, out of the ballpark. Maybe it's like a split personality thing, like Bunny Girl Senpai. If you know, you know. Adolescent syndrome. That's gonna be my off the wall guess. But we'll see. We're gonna let her talk, and I'm gonna stop rambling. Lifting her sunken eyes once again up to face me, feelings of sympathy shoot through my now fast-paced heart. I feel sorry for her, all without knowing the trouble behind it. Listening to my prior suspicious... I think that's supposed to be suspicions. Listening to my prior suspicions, maybe it's safe to say the two girls had shared a past after all, one which hasn't ended so... amiably. What exactly happened between you two?
You know, I'm the captain of the athletics team, right? It's not just track.
Athletics? Track? What's the difference? Shooting me a disgruntled glare before returning her eyes downwards, it looks like that's a topic for another time. Naomi's name spreads far and wide across the school. Even if I wasn't too familiar with her from the get-go, I sure knew who she was. Everyone knows the athletics captain.
We lost a member not too long ago. An important one to me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
They're not dead, idiots. But maybe I am to her.
An insult veiled by dejection. It doesn't really do much other than illustrate her pains. By the sounds of it, various dramas have unfolded in the athletics team. All I want to know is what it has to do with her and Kyoko's relationship. What does this have to do with...
Kyoko. It was her. Surely you can't be that tense.
Kyoko? She was on the athletics team? She has the figure for it, even if I wasn't supposed to know. I can't really dispute the emotions clouding the situation. Naomi sat across is truly recalling something she's kept to herself all this time. Her voice, her expression, her breathing, all of it sells a true sense of grief, but coming to terms with what their bond once was is going to be hard for me, an outsider. Did she leave to pursue science? It's the only thing I can come up with, but if so, it places more blame on Kyoko than anything. She doesn't seem like the type of person to put herself before her clubmates.
No! She's always loved science. Even then. She was kicked out.
What? I thought you were the captain.
That doesn't mean I control the club. It's the school's team. It's managed by the sports board.
This is the first time I've heard of the sports board, but coming from Naomi, I can't feel I can doubt it. She knows a lot more about this than me. All I can really do is listen. Her teary eyes glistening in the light return to their sunken state. This can't be easy for her. So why was she kicked out? Naomi, visibly gulping to restrain her emotions, speaks out softly, sharply contrasting the brash girl I've come to know her as. We're gonna go music volume down just a little bit. There we go. Watching her faint movements under the artificial lights, it's her graceful fragility which is painted before me. This is Naomi.
We cheated. We helped her win. There was a race at another school. So we messed up their kids. We just wanted to help her win. We really did. But they found out. We told them it wasn't her fault. They didn't believe us. She was banned from competition and kicked from our club after that.
It's a lot to take in within this small moment. We being you and the other girls? The only response is a stifled nod from across the table. Naomi taking a moment of silence to breathe herself another mild sense of composure. There's only so much you can have in this situation. I can't say I don't feel pissed off at her actions. That was a pretty reckless thing to do, wasn't it? You were supposed to be her friend. Being irate at her is likely the least helpful thing in this situation, but inside me the resentment I have can't be held back. I feel like I should have yelled that last line. Can I go back? That was a pretty reckless thing to do, wasn't it? You were supposed to be her friend! I think I might have woken up some... I apologize. I will apologize to them. Being irate at her, I read that already.
You think I don't know that? I was her friend! Her best friend! Now, it's nothing! You think I don't hate myself enough? I tried to apologize, but an apology isn't enough for something like that!
Soaked by tears, her reddened and sorrowed cheeks shine feebly as she wipes her eyes dry with each hand. My own feelings of empathy can only just reside over my inner irritations. She's suffered enough. It's clear to her what she'd done. Being close to Kyoko, Naomi's words do sting a sense of resentment, but the reality is that Kyoko has been just as affected. Her own emotions weren't ones of anger, but a mutual heaviness of heart, shared sadness in their broken bonds. So, why is it that you've been so mean to Kyoko? Why do you want me away from her?
I wasn't mean to her. It was upsetting. Seeing her make a new friend. Seeing you.
Piercing her damp eyes in my direction, a desolate look beams from her tears. She's jealous?
Kyoko wouldn't talk to me after the race. She wouldn't listen to my apologies, my pleas. But she became friends with you.
Rather than feel angry at her for treating Kyoko and I in this way, all I can do is cast pity. Having lost a friend, to be replaced by another, it surely must have hurt. I doubt I'd ever be on the same terms with Kyoko as Naomi seems to make out, but it doesn't change the fact that she still wants to be with Kyoko, for them to be friends again.
I want you to help me.
Nice. Contrasting her prior resentment, Naomi speaks out passionately through her dejected state, treating me as an equal. Reaching out to me like this, I can't say she really hates me for being friends with Kyoko. Not if she wants me to help her. Help you what? You just said you were jealous of me.
I never said that. I just said that I was upset. I want you to change her opinion of me, so she'll talk again.
This sad version of the main theme got me on my feelings. How I'm supposed to do that, I wouldn't know. Neither do I know Naomi's true objective here. Then again, I'm really the only person she can rely on. Kyoko doesn't speak to anyone else. I mean, I could try, but it wouldn't be as easy as, hey, how about that Naomi girl? She's not going to be that talkative. Distinct from her usual attitude, talking to Kyoko about Naomi is the one thing taking her away from her normal self. That bright, happy smile, smitten by her own inner sufferings. Whether she's willing to become friends with Naomi again is a difficult question to answer. It's evident that she too feels pain over the situation, but uncovering her thoughts would prove to be quite a task. Naomi too, despite revealing all before me, would be likely to have the keys to Kyoko's past. I'm just the one at the gates.
I know. I just don't know what else to do. I'm sorry.
An apology? Coming from her, it sounds like heaven, but At the same time, the pain which is her hell rips through her every syllable. Here, I want to help her. Despite how she's treated me, despite her outward persona, Naomi's sensitivity not only shears her very heart, but mine too. After all, she was Kyoko's friend. I'll find a way. Even if it means taking Kyoko away from the science club, I'll do it. Returning her gaze to me, my reflection stares back in her crystal blue eyes. I really do look like an idiot. Still, getting Kyoko to talk up will give me an idea of her feelings towards Naomi. I'll still be helpful. I can't say that it's not worth doing.
You will? Thank you.
Aw. A smile, a warm one too. Seeing it on Naomi's face really reflects her true self, her inner beauty. She might have a little bite to her, but at the end of the day, I can't bring myself to hate her.
Anyway, finish up your coffee. If we stay here too long, people will see us.
You're still worried about that?
Of course I am. Just look at you.
What the fuck? Looking back at my own reflection in the window, all I can do is smile that she's back to her normal self. At least what I know her as. The insults might hurt, but at the end of the day, she wouldn't have asked for help if she hated me. She wouldn't have paid for my coffee either. Nice. I want you to help me, says Naomi. Well, fellas, I told you we'd get the backstory. We got the backstory. And I feel like we're going to enter Act 2, because this is a 3-act part, which is crazy how long we've been actually playing. I feel like this would be a start of Act 2 sort of deal. Anyway, it looks like it's not going to be the start of Act 2. Regardless, that's the end of the episode. So, I thought that this was my favorite episode of the series so far. I thought it was pretty epic. Naomi, her voice actress was epic as well. Carried this episode. Only second. I was a second fiddle this episode to Naomi. But you don't come here just for the Markapi-Su. You come here for the cute girls as well. And regardless of why you come, I'm just glad you came. Speaking of come, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, help me find a girlfriend. And bye-bye.